Hello. Hello. Welcome back to the third edition of Dynamic English Live. Because of the current situation, as you see, we are transmitting live in YouTube. Instead of doing our normally produced videos, we're bringing you classes in vivo. So, for those of you who have seen Tiger King, I just have to say, hey, all you cool cats and kittens out there. Carol Baskin. Tune into Dynamic English, because tonight we're going to learn about prepositions of time. Okay? Esta noche vamos a hablar de preposiciones de tiempo. So I hope that everybody's good. I see some people joining in, so we're gonna wait just a few moments to see how many people join us, and give people a little bit of time. Yeah, maybe some people are finishing up with dinner, or yeah, what do I know? But I know it's a prime time class. So hopefully, if you can't watch this right now live, then you can watch it on our YouTube channel. So one thing I do want to mention before we start with tonight's class is that we do have a video that my brilliant colleague, co-star, beautiful woman, whatever you want to call her, Bernadette, she did an amazing video about prepositions, and you can find that here on this same YouTube channel. So if you're having trouble with prepositions, which is what tonight's class is about, then I definitely recommend that you go to see Bernadette's YouTube video about prepositions, because she explains a simple trick, or un truco, with the pyramid that will maybe help some of you understand prepositions better. I highly recommend it. It's a really great video, and for some of you that are visual learners, because I know we have visual learners and we have audio learners. So some people learn things better by seeing, and some people learn things better by hearing. So if you're a visual learner, I definitely recommend go watch that YouTube video. So I see some people are with us tonight. I'm going to go ahead and get started with tonight's lesson. So tonight is all about prepositions of time. Okay? Here at Dynamic English, we get a lot of questions. I mean, a lot of questions about prepositions. So we understand prepositions are complicated. They're these little words between phrases that mean a lot. They mean a lot. And in reality, they mean different things depending on the context. So as I said, tonight's class is all about prepositions of time. Okay? So we can use prepositions like at, in, on, for time, but in the same time, they're also used for places. So that's a lesson that will come. But right now we're going to talk about time. So prepositions of time, and sorry, if I look down, I'm looking at my notes here. We have certain prepositions that we use for times. Okay? And I'm gonna use my board here. I don't know if this is reversed. Hola, Hector Blanco. Yeah, good. I see people commenting. Excellent. That's what I want. I want to see people here. I know we're on a delay, but can somebody tell me, I think, yeah, maybe this is reversed. Um, yes. Yes, it's reversed or not. So the first preposition we're going to talk about tonight is at. Okay? At, it's, man, at, in, and on. I know for those of you who are native Spanish speakers learning English, I know. I hear it all the time. At, in, on. Ooh, it's complicated. I get it. I understand. But if you have a moment, take a pen and paper, right? Take a piece of paper. Take a marker. I don't know. But maybe take a moment to take down, because if you can memorize or sort of think about exact situations, prepositions don't have to be so hard. They really don't. So I want you to just take a moment, follow along with me. So prepositions of time, we use at. This is going to be our first example, at, for exact times. Okay, so today or yesterday, on our Instagram account, we posted, I think it was today. Was it today? I think it was today. We posted about times on the clock. Okay, because a lot of times Spanish speakers are confused with numbers, right? So exact times. So 3 p.m., 3:10 p.m., 4:20 p.m., 5:50 p.m. Any time that we are listing an exact time, right? The number plus the number. And notice in English, we just say the two numbers, 5:50, 5:45, 3:32. Yeah, it's pretty much just the numbers in English. But if it's an exact time, for example, if you have a meeting, and I know a lot of us have meetings online now, it's an exact time. So the meeting is at 2:30. The meeting is at 4 o'clock. And notice what I said there too. When something is justo en la hora, right at the top of the hour, we say o'clock. A few more examples of at. Meal times. Okay? In English, we will use the preposition at for at breakfast, at lunch, at dinner. Here in Chile, we would say onces, but that doesn't exist in English-speaking countries. So maybe in Britain, tea time, at tea time, we would say that if we're in England, but I'm not from England. Parts of the day, guys. Parts of the day. So at sunrise, at sundown. We would also use at. I know it's kind of a strange concept. In a similar way, and we're going to talk about it later, we can use the preposition during. Okay, durante atardecer, durante. So remember and keep in mind that while we have some rules in English, prepositions are flexible. Okay, but there are some times that we need to focus. And the last example that I'm going to give you for at is for your age. Okay, I know this is strange. This is a strange example. But if I say to you, at age 16, I entered university. Okay, it means that I'm speaking about something in the past. It's a synonym to say when I was. Okay, so sometimes we replace the preposition at with when I was. When I was 16, I entered the university. That's a true story. So I don't know. I see some comments. I'm going to take a moment. Yeah, it looks reverse. Okay, cool. Well, hey, if it looks reverse, then I'm going to erase everything I have. And I'm going to write it in the correct direction. So, thank you. Thank you for letting me know. I'm sorry. I'm reading a few comments right now. Text is inverted. Hello. Cool. Okay. Like a mirror. So I'm going to write, yes, Jasmine, I entered university at 16. Yeah. It's a long story. Let's go. So I just want to point out if my screen is correct, then I'm going to put at, and I just want to show you the examples, exact times. Okay, so when I talk about an exact time, 3 p.m., for example, if I'm talking about parts of the day, dinner, lunch, breakfast, right? Sorry, I'm not going to write all of that, but I hope everyone can see that. Parts of the day as well, sundown, sunrise, yeah, atardecer, yeah, amanecer, and at certain ages, okay? I want you to be aware, if I say at age 16, I entered the university, to be honest, I would probably never say that. If I wrote that, if it was something in literature, I would say at age 16. If I'm speaking to all of you, I would say when I was. I would just use the simple past. So be aware of that. It's not very commonly used with age, but in literature, it is. Okay, so I hope that's clear. I'm reading 16 awesome in the morning. Could be an exception. Yeah, in the morning. Good question. So certain parts of the day, when I say at sundown, at sunrise, it's really those two. This is the next question. Or the next example. So good question, Claudia Pozo. How do I explain this? We use in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. However, it's at night. It's one of those weird exceptions. So, in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, at night. And just a really quick quiz here. Noon. I just want everyone to know that some people may not know. Noon, just this word, is mediodía. Okay? So when we put the word after, or the preposition after, before noon, it means después de medio tarde, or mediodía. So afternoon. So that's an exception. And with prepositions, guys, we need to understand that there are some exceptions. There are many exceptions. So, yes, really, really good question. But within seasons, okay? So if I don't know where everyone is watching from, you can send me a flag from your countries. It's one of my favorite things about live classes is seeing who is watching. Where are you at? But depending on where you are right now, the season or the temporada might be different. So in the summer, in the fall, or the autumn, in the winter, right? When we're talking about a season, we always use the preposition in. With months as well. In November, in Chile, Paraguay, Taiwan. Oh, Taiwan. Wow. Hello, Taiwan. I don't know that we've had Taiwan. Nice. But guys, anytime it's a month. Anytime it's a month. So, for example, I would say, I was born in July. Okay? So when I'm mentioning the month, I need to say in July. I was born in July. If I'm mentioning a specific year, okay? When we hear a specific year, it's always going to be the preposition in. In 1980, Ronald Reagan was elected president. In 1980, I was born. In 1992, the Atlanta hosted the Olympics. I don't know, qué sé yo. But you notice that anytime we use a specific year, it's always in. Always. There's no exception. It's always going to be that way. If we talk about a certain period of time, okay, you might hear this like in 1 hour, in 2 hours, right? And really that's a similar translation. En 2 horas más, en 1 hora más, in 1 more hour, in 2 more hours. Yeah. So think about in, it's very specific, right? I highly recommend that anybody Google this. There's some really good preposition lists available online that you can sort of see different examples. And again, I highly recommend, my first recommendation is that you go and watch Bernadette's video about prepositions here on this same channel. I'm seeing, sorry, I'm just going to take a moment. Wow, okay, Peru, Mexico, Segovia, Spain, Argentina, Venezuela. Nice, guys, thank you. Yeah, this is awesome. Okay, so are we clear? We're clear here that we're going to use basically for specific times, 3 p.m., 4:30 p.m., this class began at 9 p.m. Chile time. Lunch, dinner, breakfast, sundown, sunset, and then in literature, some ages. And then we have in seasons, months, years, okay, and after a certain period of time or durations. So later I'm going to ask, we can learn more if we try like a child. I'm sorry, like I'm confused by the question, Sol Britos. I appreciate the question, but you say we can learn more if we try like a child, right? So one piece of advice that I would give to anyone learning a new language, okay? I appreciate the question, Sol. Look, I want everyone to know that learning a new language is not easy, okay? It's not. I speak 3. It's not easy. But if you study and if you practice, it's possible. But you're going to make mistakes. You will make mistakes. And you have to accept that it's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be 100% correct. But the fact that you are learning a new language is so great, and speaks volumes of you. So yes, I mean everybody starts out like a child. Everybody, yeah. And I want you to know that a good teacher is never going to say, "Ugh, you're at this level." No, everyone starts like a child. So, Sol, I appreciate your question, but yes, everyone starts from básico. Everyone starts from zero. But that's how we learn. And we encourage each other and we learn from each other and we ask questions. I always tell my students, you have to be curious about the language or you will not learn it, right? Look up words. If you say, what does that mean? I don't know. You have the internet. You're all watching this right now. You have the internet. Look it up. But you have to be curious. But yeah, so great question. You are. We're all children. When you're learning something new, we all start out as a baby. So that's great. Same month and year at the same time. Milton Orbina, I like your question. If you want to say month and year, so we're going to do some questions here in a moment about that. I'm going to ask some of you. How would we do this? Which languages do you speak? English, Spanish, French, and a little bit of Choctaw, which is native language Indio or indigenous language of the United States. I understand. I don't really speak it, but okay. What do you recommend to reach C1 level? Yeah, really, English all the time, every day. To learn English is not really to learn it, it's to use it. That's one thing that we always say here at Dynamic is that we don't really teach English, you don't really learn English, you use it. So my advice is to watch as many series as you can, to read as much English as you can, to speak as much as you can, and really try and think. To think in English, I know it's complicated, but it's a really good practice. Whatever you're thinking in your native language, try and think of the same thought in English. So I see that Hindi. I feel blocked. What do you recommend? Hindi. I don't know. I love Bollywood movies and music, but I don't know Hindi. Not a word. Sorry. Okay, so I want to continue, guys. This is tonight's class is about prepositions of time, and there are some really important ones that I want to cover. One word that I often hear that is not included and really should be included is the word ago. Okay, the AGO. Ago. Okay. So, a certain time in the past, in English, we are always going to include the word ago at the end of our sentence. Always. Okay? It doesn't matter if it was 1 minute ago. Okay? 1 minute ago, I said something to Jesus Santiago, Hindi. Okay, 1 minute ago. Okay, let's see, 25 minutes ago, we started this class. 3 days ago, I went to the supermarket. So you see, any time that I'm mentioning specifically in the past, I'm going to include the word ago at the end of that sentence. I know it seems like a small detail, but it's really important. And it's the way that native English speakers speak. So that preposition of ago is always going to be included. So I want you guys to realize that. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's 1 second, 1 minute, 1 hour, 10 years, 3 days. It doesn't matter. It's ago. If it's in the past, no, 3 days ago, 5 years ago. Yeah, if it's in the past, ago. Ago. So try and incorporate that into your vocabulary, right? Ago. Yeah. And really, it's not that difficult. If you think in Spanish, if you think, 3 años atrás. Okay. 3 years ago. It would be the same. So that's a preposition that I often hear that is not included that it really should be. The next prepositions that I want to get to are before and after. Okay. So I know that in your mind, maybe right now, you think, before, before and after. Okay. So simple, right? Antes y después in Spanish. Antes y después. Yeah, fácil, fácil. The problem is that because after begins with an A, many, and I mean a lot, of Spanish speakers think that, antes. And so these words become confused. So I'm here to tell you right now that that's not correct. Okay? Nope, 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 nope. So, after, después, después. Notice I pronounce the S. I live in Chile, so I know a lot of people say después, después, but I'm sorry, it's después. So that's going to be after, yeah? So don't get confused. Antes, after, no, nada que ver, nada que ver. And before, antes. So let's try and keep that in mind because I hear this a lot. I hear that mistake made very often. Those prepositions before and after, there's really no exceptions, no rules. I mean, they are. Antes y después. Another preposition that I would like to cover, and I think probably most people understand this one, is during. And that's going to be directly translated as durante. Okay? So, during, basically, same use, same translation. It's durante. I mean, anytime in Spanish that you're going to use durante, you would use during in English. The last examples that I'm going to show you for time, and then I'm going to open this to questions. Sorry, let me get a drink of water here. Is by and until. Okay? I think maybe by and until are the two things that confuse my students and maybe me as well, but that confuse the students the most. So I'm just gonna erase this and I'm gonna tell you by, okay, and until. Okay, so by. We can talk about this preposition in future classes because most people know this preposition as por. For example, an author, if I say this novel is written by Pablo Neruda, because we're here in Chile, or by Gabriela Mistral, that would mean escrito por. However, in the time context, it takes on a different meaning. And then we have until. And most Spanish speakers understand this. Until is hasta. Okay? We understand that. After and afterward. I see some of your questions. 1 second, and I'm about to open this to questions. Let me get to by and until, and we're good. So, by and until are often confused, but we need to understand that they both mean a deadline, okay? So, I'm not sure if everyone's familiar with that term, but a deadline, I'm sure you've seen this in movies or in TV, but a deadline is like el último minuto en que puedes entregar algo. I don't know. So I want you to understand that both of these are synonyms. It's only in our usage, okay? But if you work with an English-speaking business, if you work with a gringo business, sorry, you might see these terms in emails, okay? So you may see something like, I need your report by 5 p.m. So if I see by 5 p.m., okay, let's just say by 5 p.m., that means antes or before 5 p.m., no later, right? Yeah, no later. So the latest that you can have is 5 p.m. Okay? Now, if you take the preposition until, okay, and until, as I said before, literally translated to Spanish is hasta. Okay, so when we say hasta, you have until. So if I say you have until 5 p.m. to send your report, for example, okay? Yeah, you have until 5 p.m. to send your report. Is to say that you have hasta 5 p.m., pero no después. You have until. So when we use the preposition until, it's a little more relaxed. It's to say, you can send me the report at 2 p.m., but you have until. The limit is 5 p.m. So I don't know if that makes sense, but if you work with a transnational business or you work with clients who speak English, you're going to see these two terms, by and until. You're going to see them in your emails, in your deadlines, but I want you to understand that by, especially, is both a preposition of time, of place, and miscellaneous. And in our future classes here on YouTube, we're going to go more in depth. I think next week we're going to be talking about prepositions of place. But tonight, because this is by and it's prepositions of time, I kind of want you to understand those. These complicate a lot of Spanish speakers. So if you have questions, definitely let us know. I'm about to open this up. I see we're 35 minutes into the class, so I'm going to try and give the last 20 minutes or so of the class to you all. Keep in mind that we are on a 30-second delay, okay? So everything I'm saying to you, I see your comments after, okay? But I have my notes ready. Hopefully I can answer some of your questions if you have questions. But keep in mind, guys, tonight is prepositions of time. So, one thing that before I actually open up to questions, and I see some of your comments, is I want to say, if you can, yeah, if you took notes, tell me What is your birthday? But I want to tell you, here's what I want. Here's the correct form that I want. For example, I was born on July 14th in 1983 at 3:24 p.m. on a Thursday. So can you all tell me your exact times that you were born? Cuando nacieron? Usando las preposiciones, correcto? And if you don't understand, if you don't know what day you were born on, I was born on a Thursday, just because I know that. I was born on a Thursday. So if you can, put in the comments, I was born on, in, so on the date, in the month, and at the time. So let's see who can get it correct. But I'm going to start reading some of the comments that I haven't and maybe answer some questions. So what's the difference between after and afterward? Afterward. It's really good. I don't, after, it's like después and después de. No, there's not really a big difference between after and afterward. After would just be después, like después, and then afterward would be después de. Like afterward, we would refer to an event, and then say después de eso. So that's the most logical thing I can describe for after and afterward. Do you speak Hindi? I don't speak Hindi. I'm sorry. No, sorry. When I mentioned a language from Indian, I mean from the United States, a Native American language, Choctaw. My grandmother and my mother's family is Choctaw Indian or Native American. And so I understand and I hear some of those words. But Hindi from India, no. We love our people from India, but no. Which I know, sorry to all of our people watching if you're in India. In the United States, we call our Native Americans, we call ourselves Indians as well. So kind of a play on words there. Sorry, okay, comments are getting a little long. Yeah, so sorry guys, when we say native language, I don't wanna say native, but when we say native English speakers here, it means like our lengua maternal, like our lengua madre, if you will, our native tongue. It's what we grow up, what we learn. So I don't want to use the term native. I am native. I am Native American. Yeah, I am Choctaw Indian, but I don't want to use that term and confuse people. So when we say native tongue, don't be confused. Can you repeat the example of birthday, Milton Orbina? I'm not sure what the question is there on birthday. I was born on April 4th in 1992 on a Saturday. Perfect. Stephanie, I forget what that is. Oh, man. Excellent. Your comments are coming in. I was born on the... So, guys, one thing. The 11th or the 12th, the 14th. Remember to include that article. If we're putting, so I was born on the 14th, on the 27th. I don't. Yes, till. So sorry, Jesus Santiago. I see your question. Till we will spell that Til, just one L, Til. And yes, that is an abbreviation for until, hasta. But till we see each other again, you can say that. But Til, yeah, great question. But it is definitely an abbreviation, and it's very informal. Yes, Constance Roa. Yeah, good comment. Es como que No, no. Cause and because are two different things. That's not an abbreviation. Um, well, it can be. No, yeah, you're right. But cause normally is la causa. Um, let's see. I was born. Okay, I was born on 1st in February at 4:30. So I was born on the 1st, okay, in February. Yeah, at 4:30 p.m. Yeah, but let's remember to include that article. I was born on August 6th in 1986 at 2:42 a.m. on, again, guys, and maybe this will be a next class, on a Wednesday. Those articles, a, at, oh, sorry, a, and the, those articles, remember those. I'm seeing some more comments here. I was born on December, uh, really? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Claudia Pozo. I was born on December 4th in 1976 at 3 a.m. You're born at the same time as my brother. So, ooh, small world. I think he was born at 2 a.m., but December 4th, 76. Ooh, okay. Um, wow, small world. I want to know the difference in the school, out the Okay, so Sol Fernandez, great question. In the school, at the school. That's next week. Those are prepositions of place. Tonight we're talking about time. And this is what we need everybody to understand, that we have many prepositions in English that represent both place and time. So tonight is all about time. We are trying to focus on hours, days, months, years, centuries, decades. So tonight's class is all about those. Let's see. I was born at 11:05 a.m. on the 29th in December of 1979. Okay, good job. Raquel Vasquez, good job. I was born on 1980. Oh, so, okay, I'm not going to mention names, but I was born in. Remember, with a specific year, we're going to use in. So, I was born in 1980 in July, okay? Because for months and specific years, we use in. I was born on a Thursday, and I was born at 3:24 specific times. So specific days of the week on. Okay. We have. Well, I can't say that. No, I can say that. Usually every Tuesday we post a video on YouTube. Every Wednesday or Thursday. Oh, my boss is going to kill me. We post a new podcast. So on Wednesdays, we have a new podcast for Coffee with Gringos you can listen to. So, yeah, if we're mentioning a specific date, it's on. Okay, Carlos Lova. I was born on February 4th in 1993 at 12 p.m. Okay, perfect. Yeah, yeah. Excellent. So it's that same example. I was born in August on the 24th at 12 a.m. Okay, Christy Fernandez. Remember, include that article, a, an, or the 24th. I see a message taken away. Okay. I was born in, no. So Leonardo Perez, I was born on October 15th in 1982 at, so yeah, the last part is correct, at, yeah, because it's an exact time at 3 p.m. But the other two we would need to change. Claudio Pozo, really? Yeah. Yes, Claudio. It was good. I was born on 2nd of November. Okay, so I don't know Rui Rojo, but yeah, it says I das. Like, I don't know if you're German, but I das born on 2nd un noviembre a 18 horas. So I was born on the 2nd of November at 6 p.m. So again, all of these are time. All of these. Was born on 2nd of September. Okay, yeah. Remember Jorge del Canto, we can't begin a sentence with was, okay? Unless it's a question. But if you're stating an affirmative, you need to say I was. Include that pronoun, I was. Born on the 2nd of September at 4 p.m. in September. Hey, I see Jorge in September, but maybe September birthdays will not be as bad as March or April birthdays because, guys, I'm sorry. If you have a March or an April birthday, oh, I'm sorry. I know it's a difficult time right now. You you will be celebrating your birthday like this, and I know that's not fun. I know, but happy birthday. Thank you for joining. I'm just gonna read a few more of your questions. I see I've got about 12 minutes left here. Thanks. Can you explain the difference between in, on, and at when you are speaking about places? So, great question, Carlos Lopez. One thing that I'm going to say is I'm going to remind you that tonight was about prepositions of time. Okay? Time. Tiempo. So, days, months, weeks, years, minutes, seconds, in, at, on, by, until, ago. Yeah, let's remember ago. So next week we will do a similar video here on YouTube about prepositions of place. In the meantime, I recommend that you go watch my colleague and my co-star, Bernadette, the girl with the purple hair. Yeah, you all know her because you're all subscribed to the YouTube channel, or no? Okay. If you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, go subscribe now. But Bernadette did an amazing video, a great video, where she actually shows you, and I can show you here, the pyramid of in, at, on. So if you have doubts, if you have questions about in, at, on, then I recommend that you go and watch her video. I have it here in my notes. But if you have questions, she gives you some really good examples of how to visualize the difference and how in English we prioritize in, at, and on. So, as I said earlier in the video, if you are a visual learner, then you might see the pyramid and say, okay. If you're not, then listen to me. No, but let me see. If you just Google or just go to our website, go to our YouTube channel, but you're going to see something very similar to the image that I hope you can see. I hope my tablet isn't so terrible. But it's something very similar to this. It's a triangle. And it is a really good remedy, a really good trick, if you will, to focus on prepositions. because we understand they're complicated. We understand. So the idea with prepositions is that you just use them. So this is why we're here. But basically, if you can remember that the preposition at, right, is used for specific places, or sorry, specific times, exact times, at 8 p.m., at 9 p.m., for meal times, at breakfast, at lunch, at dinner, okay? Parts of the day, at sunrise, at sunset, and certain ages in literature, okay? In seasons, in the summer, in the fall, in the winter, yeah? Months, in July, in January, in November, in August. But if it's a month, always in. If it's a season, always in. If it's a year, in 1997, in 1983, in 2004, and for a certain duration of time, in 1 hour, in 2 hours. Yeah. And on. I know these are the three that confuse most people, but on days of the week, okay? On Wednesday, on Friday, on Sunday. So I will tell you that our next live class will be on Instagram, and it will be on Saturday, okay? Saturday at 12 p.m. here in Chile, but on Saturday. It's a specific day of the week, it's on. Yeah, and then specific dates as well. So if anybody wants to send me a birthday present, my birthday is on July 14th. Okay. Notice that I have not told you the year. I didn't say what year I was born in, but on July 14th. The others were by and until. Remember, both are deadlines. Remember, you have a deadline. It's a final limit. But that's about it. So I'm going to read just a few more of your questions. We have about 6 minutes left. I was born on April 3rd in 1997 at 3 a.m. Yeah, perfect. Okay, I was born on the 2nd. Yeah, I was born on the 2nd. So it's a really common thing. I see several of you commenting that. Remember that anytime we're going to mention a date, we in English are going to use an article, the most common word used in English, the. So the 2nd, the 1st, the 21st, the 27th. The other way to say that would be, I was born on July 14th. Okay, so we can use the preposition on if we put the month and then just the date. But if you're going to put the date before the month, we need to include the article the. Okay, so let's try and remember that. The 14th of July. Okay. It's not really fun, I think. Yeah, Milton, Urbina, like, ¿qué pasó? No, but I think, yeah, unfortunately, yeah, I don't know, I think everybody's birthday is canceled this year. No, like, let's not anybody hope for anything. I think we're all pretty much inside. At least we hope. We hope you're inside. Can you recommend some TV series or movies to improve English? Guys, any TV series, any movie that's in English, watch it. Watch it. What I highly recommend is that you do not watch with subtitles in a foreign language. because what you do there is you train your eyes more than your ears. And what you should be doing is what you're doing now, listening to me, listening to English, and interpreting, watching the situation. So if you do watch a series or movie in English, watch with English subtitles. Personally, I don't watch a lot of TV. The Netflix series Ozark is really good. I do recommend that. Well, I watch a lot of documentaries, so I can't really recommend anything. Yeah, Jorge del Canto. Super. I don't know if you shared the link. I just see your comments, but you said, here's the video, Bernie video about prepositions above. Yeah, guys. So thank you, Jorge. But really, Bernie did a really, really great video. Yeah. So we work together sometimes, and sometimes she does her thing, I do mine. But when I saw her preposition video, I said, as we would say here in Chile, I said, Mitch, mira. It's a really great video, guys. She plans it out, she lays it out. So I definitely recommend that you watch it because it's quality. So yeah, thank you, Jorge. Thank you for recommending that. Sol Fernandez, thanks. Love your videos. We love making the videos, guys. And hopefully, if you all stay at home and we can recover from this, we will begin making more videos. Until then, we're going to go live. Is there any structure to use by in a sentence? So, stay tuned because next month and like next week, I'm going to submit a post about by, because I understand that word, it confuses so many people because it's por, hasta, desde. I mean, it's so many things. Like by it just confuses a lot of people. It confuses me sometimes. But we will have a post on our Instagram about by in the next month. So stay tuned. Follow us on Instagram because you're going to get that daily tutorial. You're going to get a daily lesson in grammar or vocabulary, whatever. But yeah, make sure to follow us on Instagram. But I'm gonna make it a point to explain all of the different uses of by because I know it confuses people. Hi, can you explain me when we use till or until? So, good question, Tavo Sanchez. Till and until. Till is informal, until normal or more formal. But if you just say till, it's the same thing. It's slang. It's just un corto, una abbreviation. Hello, I'm about late. Is the class over? You're the best. Oh, thanks. Thank you so much for the class. Have a great week. Yeah, it's the same thing to say. It's the same thing to say notebook and notepad. No, because a notebook is going to be made with paper, but a notepad is typically like your tablet. That's not a question about prepositions, but cool. By and until. Okay, so Milton or Bina, I'm going to answer your questions, and then we're going to end the class. I'm going to confuse a lot of people. So, by and until can be used synonymously, okay? If I say to you, Milton, I need your report by 5 p.m., that means before or at 5 p.m. Antes de o a las 5. Yeah? If I say to you, Milton, you have until 5 p.m. to give me your report. It's only to say, tienes hasta 5 para entregarla. So you see, it's the same idea. It's just the structure of the sentence that changes. Okay? But both by and until mean a deadline. Like, no después de ese punto. Not after that time. So I hope you're not confused by that, but that's the simplest way that I can explain that. But like I said, I'm going to personally make a post for our Instagram for next month. Um, yeah, this month they're already planned, but we're gonna post that. I'll get some information out there about buy in until, and hopefully explain some more in a post. So guys, I'm a little over an hour here. Um, I really thank you for your questions. I see some other comments. Um, is this lessons will take 1 hour? Really, 1 hour. Guys, it's difficult to teach for more than 1 hour. I don't know how much more I can teach you uh, in a more than 1 hour. So I recommend that you watch the video on YouTube. But guys, I always say to my students, you need to be curious, right? We cannot teach you everything. We will try to give you examples to help you, but if you are not personally taking classes with us, which you should be, because we offer classes online, then you're not going to learn English, right? It's a curiosity. You have to be curious. You have to look and research and read and learn and listen and watch. That's really the only way to learn a language. So if you are interested in courses, I highly recommend that you contact us. We offer all of our classes online now. We have over 70 professors who are from native English speaking countries. Don't want to misuse that word. And yeah, we're dynamic. That's the thing about us. We will always adapt our classes to what you need. So we're offering these live classes to maybe appeal to a broader audience and help you all. But at the end of the day, we want everybody to stay safe, to stay home, um, you know, be healthy. But we also want you to know that we're here. So if you're interested in classes, contact us. Follow us on Instagram. Go watch Bernadette's video. She made a great video. Go watch it. Give it some love on YouTube, please. Um, yeah, so this is our lesson about prepositions of time. I know it's probably a bit brief, but really follow those rules. It's not really that difficult. Specific date, specific hours. You're smarter than you think. You'll get it. So I see some other, do some social, just basically to arrange my time. Yeah. Hey guys, thanks. Jorge, Alexander, Paula, Milton, Kevin, Christy, Christopher. I see all of your comments. So really, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you. If you have further questions, send us an email, write us on Instagram. We're always available. But more importantly, contact us. dynamicenglish.cl. We've got online classes wherever you are. Argentina, Peru, Mexico. What did we have earlier? Oh, shoot, I forgot. Thailand? Yeah. Okay. If you're in Thailand, call us. We can definitely do some things. So thanks, guys. Prepositions of time. If you need, watch this video again after. But also check out our Instagram because we're going to be posting more information about prepositions of time in the future. So thank you so much for joining us. It's always a pleasure. Stay home, stay safe. Happy quarantine. Bye-bye.